Teenagers infamously possess a false sense of invincibility, which worsens, I'm afraid, in the midst of a pandemic. We are bold. We are young. We fully intend to live forever, or at least engage in a decision-making process that would suggest that we do. We fear not attending large gatherings during a period that was intended solely for self-isolation, because who does it really affect? We are told that with our fast-acting immune systems, we would merely be sidelined with a fever, perhaps some slight respiratory issues, and possibly a cough. Symptoms of the common cold, and in worse cases, the simple flu. We use this to justify why it shouldn't matter that we continue to seek out fun through group activities in public places amidst the risk. What's the worst that could happen? We're quarantined? Ordered to drink Gatorade and binge reality television by ourselves for a couple of weeks? We view this as a poor reason to put our lives on hold. We simply don't feel the urgent need to discontinue school, sports, and activities, social gatherings, and necessary daily interactions. We wish to take advantage of the excessively cheap flights, because life is short, and when will another opportunity to escape town for virtually no cost arise? We are selfish. Yet we are compassionate. We are understanding. We attempt to fully comprehend the risk that other communities face with the continual spread of the virus, and the fear that they must have. Out of respect to their safety, we deliver their groceries and medications to them at a time when leaving home is simply not an option, because what could happen if they were to become ill? We are told that our bodies simply cannot fight off the sickness, and the symptoms that are mild to us could be severe to them. We internalize this and rethink our need to gather in places where high-risk victims reside. What's the worst that would happen? We think about it and choose to avoid it. While we are upset that sports and activities and hangouts are put on hold, we see and understand the need to protect our communities. Suddenly, word spreads that our spring break travel adventures are endangering others, and we wonder, is the $60 round-trip ticket to Florida worth the cost of risking a life? We are loving. The complexities of our thoughts are bred by an increasingly self-centered and occasionally cruel, confusing world. There is love. There is joy. There is an overpowering need for more of both. We, not only as teenagers, but as a community as a whole, feel all of these things and experience all of these thoughts with seemingly no one to ground us. We lose sight of important virtues, and they're forfeited to ostensibly urgent happenings in our lives, such as school drama, a presidential campaign, or the endless tasks in need of completion at work. Suddenly, we are all that matters. It has been brought to public attention numerous times the observation that the oddities that proceed to become prevalent occurrences around the world were once listed and predicted in the Bible. The exact verse is as follows: "Whenever I hold back the rain, or send locusts to eat up the crops, or send an epidemic on my people, if they pray to me, and repent, and turn away from the evil they have been doing, then I will hear them in heaven, forgive their sins, and make their land prosperous again." Rain was withheld during the Australian wildfires, locusts ate away at Africa, and the newfound virus has captivated the world. However, regardless of why fear continues to consume God's people, the vital portion of the verse is the part where we are reminded to pray. We are reminded to turn towards God. We are reminded to ground ourselves again in His Word. Too often are we consumed by our surroundings and ourselves, and we forget that we need God. Yesterday, my mom sent me a quote. It read, "And the people healed. And, in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal." Let's take this time to heal, to return to God. Let's remember what matters most. Thank you.